It's one thing when you're able to see your desire clearly in your heart and to believe in it, but power is released when you combine that belief with the words that come out of your mouth. The question is, what are you going to use this authority that you've been given to release into your life? Let's dive in. Welcome to Success Sundays with Harrison. I'm your host, Harrison Wilder. I'm a corporate strategist and entrepreneur with an executive MBA from the George Washington University. I've managed two multi-million-dollar companies, and I advise top-level executives from a variety of industries. In this show, you'll find practical insights that will help you succeed as a leader in today's business environment. If you're serious about developing your skills as an executive, this is the place for you. Enjoy today's episode. Your words carry authority, whether in big things or little things. Once, Jesus was walking with his disciples when he came upon a fig tree. Now he was hungry, so he went to see if he could find any figs on it. All he found were leaves. With the disciples watching, Jesus cursed the tree. May no one ever eat fruit from you again. And they kept moving along to where they were going, and look, maybe you've been hungry at some point enough in your life that you were hungry enough that you cursed something that came between you and a meal. I know I have, but it didn't really fit my image of Jesus, so I don't know why Jesus did this, but it did make for a powerful illustration, because when they came back to the fig tree at the end of the day, all the disciples were amazed. The fig tree had dried up by the roots. Of course, Jesus didn't gloat. He only wanted the disciples to see what was possible. So he told them, "Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be taken up and thrown into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes what he says is going to happen, it will be granted to him." Now, whether you're cursing a little fig tree, praying for the sun to shine, or moving a great mountain that is in your way, the power is in your words. Make your ask, release your declaration, and earth will be aligned with heaven. Your words are calling out of the spiritual realm everything that you need, and nothing can stand between you and your desire. I hope it's becoming clear to you through these episodes the authority that you have been given, the power to place your orders in the spiritual realm and to release them into the earth. It's one thing to see your desire clearly in your heart, but power is going to be released when you combine that belief with the words that come out of your mouth. So that's the only question that's left is, what are you going to use this authority to release? Listen, my daughter has a flair for the dramatic. Now that she's older and she's pursuing her stage dreams, it all makes sense to us. But when she was really young and we were figuring out this parenting thing for the first time, we didn't know what to do about her dramatic tendencies. Right? I remember her standing at the top of the stairs, storming off into her room, slamming the door behind her, shouting, "I hate you guys." And Eileen and I just looked at each other like, that must come from your side of the family, right? Have you ever experienced this? Maybe you have a strong-willed child. Hey, maybe you were a strong-willed child, but we didn't realize at the time how her ability to feel emotions so deeply and to quickly pivot between them would serve her as an actress. We also didn't realize how her internal strength and ability to vocalize her desires would give her an unshakable confidence. So our instincts at the time were to correct her and to break her will into compliance. When our attempts at this, though, descended into shouting matches and more drama, we started looking for a different approach. And we found it in a book called The Strong-Willed Child. In this book, we learned that our daughter was actually exhibiting some fantastic strengths. We learned that the same strong will that was confronting us now would later cause her to be a fierce advocate for her internal values, protecting her from peer pressure and driving her toward her dreams. We didn't need to break her. We needed to reason with her and guide her into best practices for getting what she desired. But most of all, we needed to admire and appreciate her strength and to allow her to do the same. Why am I sharing about this now? Because parenting is a powerful illustration for the authority we have through the words that we choose to speak. I sat in my car one time outside the barber, reading a book, waiting for my appointment, when the woman in the SUV next to mine opened her car door. Now, I don't think she realized my window was down because she was letting somebody in the back seat have it. I mean, between angry curse words, she started making her case. You think the world revolves around you, you selfish brat. All you care about is yourself. You ungrateful little, all this. And this went on and on while the woman got out of the car and opened the back door. To my shock and horror, the child sitting in the back seat couldn't have been more than 3 years old. The cutest little girl. And my heart just broke for her. Maybe you've seen a terrible scene like this. Maybe someone in your life spoke to you like this when you were a child. Maybe if we conduct an honest self-assessment, to some degree, we sometimes do the same thing. We speak words over other people that are more of a reflection of what we are feeling than who they really are and who they have the potential to be. But the danger here is that our words carry power to bring about what we say. Now, perhaps that woman thought she was correcting her 3-year-old child and building into her some sort of strong sense of gratitude. But the opposite is obviously true. Her words were building into that precious young girl selfishness and ungratefulness. With her words, she was ordering the exact opposite of what she desired. I'm grateful for the mercy of God and the guidance that Eileen and I received from that book because it allowed us to choose a different path with our daughter. Although her actions were at times disrespectful and hurtful, we chose to be careful with our words and to call out the good things that God was revealing about her character. You are so confident, right? You have a strong sense of your desires. You are a natural born leader. You're so in touch with your emotions. You convey powerful beliefs. You are a strong communicator. God has made you this way. You are beautiful and special. This pivot in our parenting saved us years of frustration and helped shape our daughter into the person that God created her to be. Not only a strong, independent thinker, but a compassionate person, full of grace and understanding for other people. My daughter's darn near perfect, and we don't take credit for any of that because we were simply as intentional as we could to only speak words over her that align with how we saw God created her to be. One of the wisest men who ever lived, he penned these famous words. I'll read it to you. With the fruit of a person's mouth, his stomach will be satisfied. He will be satisfied with the product of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. It's a powerful reminder that the life you are experiencing right now is the life that you have declared with your own mouth. You are eating the fruit of your own declarations. If you want to experience a different life, you need only to change your declaration. The book of James expounds on this. It says, if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to rein in the whole body as well. And then he says that if we put the bits into the horse's mouth so that they will obey us, we direct their whole body as well. And so also the tongue is a small part of the body, and yet it boasts of great things. James continues to say, with it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who have been made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth come both blessings and cursing. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. The power to bless and the power to curse is in your mouth. The power of life and the power of death is in your mouth. Why not choose to use your words to bless, to create the life that you actually want? The word blessed that's used throughout the New Testament is this Greek word, how do we say it? Eulogio, right? And if you've been following along the podcast, then you may recognize this Greek word logos is buried inside eulogio, right? Logos meaning word, and you meaning good. So to bless is simply to speak a good word. Isn't it encouraging to know that you have the power to speak a good word over your future, over your family, over your business, over your finances? You have the power to build up yourself and to build up the people around you, to cause your desires to come to fruition, and it's all in your mouth. One definition of that eulogio is to cause to prosper. When you speak a good word over your situation, over your children, over your work, you're causing that area of your life to prosper. So I'll ask you again, how will you use your authority? How will you use your words? If you have any questions for me that I might be able to help you with on a future episode, just post them down in the comments. I love to hear from you and to create content that's super helpful and relevant for you guys. So put those down in the comments. My team will tee them up to me for future episodes. But until then, have a great week and I'll see you next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You know, great businesses and great leaders are built using effective communication. For more, go to speakingschool.com, grab my Elite Business Success Toolkit for free just for trying out our Speaking School membership. That's speakingschool.com. See you next time.